Well, we have entered the month of March, and these next 31 days aren't just about celebrating the luck of the Irish. It is also about honoring women and our collective history. Across the Big Bend and South Georgia, there are so many women that have and continue to make impacts in our communities. That's why every Friday this month, our Ava Van Valen will highlight some of those women for us, and she joins us now in the studio. And Ava, this first woman has definitely made a huge impact on Tallahassee.
She certainly has, Abby, when it comes to breaking barriers, transcending adversity, and paving the way. Tonight in our We Are Women series, we are celebrating Annie Johnson. For over 2 decades, Annie Johnson has unlocked the door to 625 West 4th Avenue in Frenchtown, the home of her nonprofit, Project Annie, and gotten to work. She saw a need in the community to provide meals to people who were going without. So every Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Saturday for 24 years, that's just what she did.
It gives them an uplift to know that they're going to have a hot meal and to be among people who care for them.
The more they came, the more she says God provided through donations and community partners. And after serving tens of thousands of people over the years and providing immeasurable comfort to those in need, she says she was called to offer yet another crucial resource to the Frenchtown community: affordable childcare, which is why at 91 she is opening Annie's Nursery School.
I talked to a lot of school teachers and things, and they said that the kids in Frenchtown doesn't have the experience of schooling. They know nothing of schooling, and they flunk us out in school. I felt like if the Lord would provide me with the daycare, at least they would know how to sit down in a chair, or how to cross their leg properly, and how to say yes and no properly.
She plans to offer subsidized childcare to families in the Frenchtown community to bridge the gap between affordable childcare and employment. The daycare is also going to have a career center on the 2nd floor to help people get jobs.
It would help them to bring some income into the house, and it would help them to upgrade their status.
Annie's Nursery School was set to open last year, but she's hit a few bumps in the road. She has been waiting for 9 months for a couple of minor construction permits and still needs additional funds to fully open. But despite these hardships,
I'm not worried. The reason I'm not worried is it's going to happen when it happens, but it's not, I would say, happening fast enough for me, but I know it's going to happen. The Lord's going to see that I get it.
And with Annie Johnson's unwavering faith and determination to serve her God and her community, there's no doubt she will.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul.
And Annie Johnson is waiting on those minor construction permits and needs about $20,000 more in donations to finally open the nursery and be able to continue to serve the Frenchtown community. If you would like to support or donate, just go to projectannieinc.org. And here's something that you might not know. There are 3 colors that represent Women's History Month: green, white, and purple. And they each carry their own meaning. Green symbolizes hope, new beginnings, and growth. The white stands for uplifting the community and equality. And purple means justice and dignity. And we want those of you at home to get in on this celebration. Post a photo on social media of the women or woman in your life that inspires you every day. Tag WCTV in the caption and the hashtag #WeAreWomen to share your photo with us. And that photo could be featured on our WCTV social media pages and on air.
Oh, Ava, I think Miss Annie was the perfect way to start this series.
Yes, she is such an amazing woman. She was saying at one time, in one sitting, she's fed 2,000 people.
And I love it how she has always had this faith of no matter what, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It is going to happen.
Yes.
So that nursery school is absolutely going to open.
100%. We're just waiting. It's going to happen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ava. And again, you can find all these stories posted to our website at WCTV.tv. We'll be right back.
Well, this month marks Women's History Month, and every Friday in March, our Ava Van Valen is highlighting some amazing women making big impacts right here in our area. She joins us now in the studio. And Ava, the woman you're talking about is quite the trailblazer here in our community.
She sure is, Zach, when it comes to breaking barriers, transcending adversity, and paving the way. Tonight in our We Are Women series, we are celebrating Talithia Edwards. Linear Park sits in the middle of the Greater Bond neighborhood. Built as a result of the Neighborhood First Plan in 2019, it is a special place for Talithia Edwards.
The Linear Park for me represents progress and transition for the Greater Bond neighborhood. It is a result of the $6.4 million investment into the neighborhood from the Neighborhood First Plan. It is home for many community events that bring us all together. It also houses beautiful artwork, just so many wonderful things that says we're still building on new days here in Bond.
As a grassroots leader and community advocate, Talithia has held many titles over the years. Currently, she is the interim executive director at Whole Child Leon.
It is work that I'm deeply passionate in, seeing children and family thrive.
But whether it's as president of the Greater Bond Neighborhood Association, leading the Neighborhood First Plan, or founder of the Hand Up Project, her work evolves from one thing: passion. A passion for family, children, and community.
It starts first in my own family. My husband and I moved here, and at first we were the only nuclear family on the street. And I began to see and notice as my kids were getting older things in the community that needed to be changed or that I thought should be different. And I had to ask myself, am I expecting somebody else to do it, or am I going to be a part of that? And I decided that I would be a part of it, and the work has continued and expanded since then.
Taking her experience and interest in community development to the next level, Talithia will soon receive her master's degree in urban planning from Florida State University's Department of Urban and Regional Planning.
Me going to school to get a master's degree in urban planning is that next step. Now I know not only come in with my ground and grassroots level experience, but I'm coming in with technical knowledge. I can serve as a translator between systems and the people. Hopefully that will speed up the revitalization we want to see in communities like mine.
The seed planted in the rich soil of the Greater Bond neighborhood continues to grow. The impact of Talithia's passion extending far beyond Tallahassee, throughout the United States and across the globe. In 2023, she was invited to speak at a peace lecture in Cape Town, South Africa.
It was an amazing experience. And I'm happy that I had the opportunity to actually have that experience and then bring it back here at home. And it's been a part of a transformation and next level of my work as well.
She received a great honor, a special South African name.
I was given the name Tandiwe, and that word in their language means one who gives love.
Love to her community, love to her family, and love to herself.
For them to be able to translate how I show up in the world in another continent, it helped me to know I'm on the right track. I'm doing the right thing. It was real confirmation for me that, Talithia, you are who you are, and this is exactly what God is saying, and you okay. And I'm just an ordinary mother living on Saxon Street and decided, hey, something can be different and it can start with me.
One who gives love, that's who Talithia Edwards is.
It is just incredible. I mean, how involved she is in our community, and on top of everything that she's doing, she's getting her master's degree too. I mean, kudos to her, and just very inspirational story.
Unbelievable. And then to top it all off, she is also a newly published author. Her book, Only Paper Understands. It's available online and at Midtown Reader in Tallahassee. It's a source to help guide readers into deeper self-awareness and self-reflection.
That is incredible. I mean, just all the projects, especially is with that. And then, as you mentioned in your piece too, I mean, her work is not just here in the Big Bend. It transcends borders and going into South Africa too. That was just incredible.
Yeah, and that's what she wants to do. She wants to expand what she's doing here, you know, wherever she can. So it's Women's History Month. WCTV's We Are Women series celebrates some of the courageous individuals who are making a difference right here in our community. In today's We Are Women, a conversation with Ashley Fontes. Barrier breaker, opportunity maker, a fierce advocate for girls and women in soccer.
Every girl deserves to dream, and that's true for kids in places like Tallahassee that aren't, serviced like these big metropolitan areas.
Former FSU soccer player Ashley Fontes is the owner and CEO of Tallahassee Reckoning, a new pre-professional women's soccer team, the first of its kind in our area.
It's emerged because of the players and for the players. For decades, and I mean, as long as I remember even playing here, they've been geographically and institutionally constrained, meaning once they hit a certain level, they just kind of cap out with the resources that we have to provide them here.
Ashley calls Tallahassee Reckoning her dream project, born from her own challenges as a young female soccer player.
It comes from my own experiences of having people that literally didn't help me at all, and that hurt, especially as a youth.
From Ashley's own personal experience came a calling, a need to serve.
Serving comes from the opportunities that I did and didn't have. Not being able to play professionally because the league folded, WUSA folded before I graduated. But seeing kind of, I guess selfishly, I get to live out some of my dreams by seeing others achieve theirs. So it's fun.
Fontes has a long and esteemed resume. She is also the co-founder of the Girls Academy League, the only all-girls elite national platform for the best soccer players in the country, and the first woman of color to become the president of the United Soccer Coaches, the world's largest soccer coaching association.
There were some people that were ready for me, and there were some people that really, really weren't still. They weren't ready for a woman. They weren't ready for a female of color.
But no matter the challenge,
You got to give everybody grace because we have our own experiences, own way we grew up, and we have these unconscious biases. But show people grace because they don't know what they don't know yet.
kindness and grace, that comes from her spirituality, which she says is her guiding light.
As long as I can remember, my mom would tell me I was a child of God and that she just was blessed to be able to raise me.
As is her close-knit family.
Family is everything. And like I said, the fact that I get to raise my own and have my own, it's incredible.
By combining a love of serving others with her passion for soccer, Ashley is breaking geographical and institutional barriers and creating opportunities for girls and women in soccer right here in our own backyard.
This is my home. This is where soccer started at a completely different level for me when I played at Florida State. And, to watch these girls over the years really want to seek out their biggest aspirations. And they didn't have the pathway to do it. It's a dream for me that I can come in and help support them with that.
A dream now realized, a part of an evolution, a revolution in women's soccer.
Smaller cities like Tallahassee deserve a chance. Our girls have earned and proven over and over again that they deserve that chance and opportunity. So it's a reckoning.
And the Tallahassee Reckoning Pre-Pro team's inaugural season kicks off in May. May 8th is their home opener at Gene Cox Stadium. For more information, you can go to thereckoning.com. Today, we speak with the woman behind a Big Bend organization that is feeding families across the region. This is Monique Ellsworth. Monique Ellsworth is the CEO of Second Harvest of the Big Bend, the North Florida food bank serving 16 counties in Florida's Big Bend region.
A food bank can play a role in trying to soften normal blows that come to every family. It's a way that we're able to lessen the ails that might face that family long term by intervening early.
Originally from Lakeland, Florida, Monique grew up in Anna Maria Island. Her calling to serve, a spark ignited in childhood.
I knew that I wanted to help people. I'm an empath by nature and a firstborn girl in a divorced household. So I think that a lot of those things shaped how I wanted to participate in the world and the way that I felt most comfortable fitting in a community.
She earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Florida, then moved to Tallahassee for a master's in social work from Florida State. In her final year at FSU, she started working at a hotline.
We accepted, suicide, homicide calls, resource navigation assistance, that I really learned a number of other helping professions that were helping to guide folks and sit with folks in really difficult moments of their lives. And that blew my mind, the opportunity that existed to participate in healing.
An opportunity that she took to her next positions, One is an intern at the Appalachia Center in Tallahassee, which offers inpatient and outpatient care for psychiatric, emotional, and substance abuse. It proved to be a pivotal moment in her career.
I was profoundly touched by the pain that neighbors of mine were experiencing, and a fire kind of started in my belly, and it has never gone out. It makes me want to get up every day. It makes me want to go in, work hard, advocate for people that are struggling.
And work hard she did at the Renaissance Community Center and the Kearney Center, finally, right before the pandemic in 2019, as CEO of Second Harvest.
The greatest thing we were able to do was evolve quickly and continue to rise to the occasion. So every moment that we heard of a new need or a new funding opportunity became available, we aggressively went after that so that we could continue building ourselves out to respond to the need as that need evolved and changed.
Under her leadership, Second Harvest addresses the basic needs of some of our most vulnerable communities, working tirelessly to serve families and children facing food insecurity.
To advocate and bring those resources to an individual that you truly care for and you want the best for them, it definitely sparks something inside of you and makes you want to fight that much harder.
Whether it's ensuring that hunger is not an insurmountable challenge for local families or advocating for people experiencing poverty and homelessness.
It's really hard for me to see people struggling or hurting.
Monique Ellsworth is both coming from and motivated by love.
The depth of love that our community has and the way that that plays out within city and county programs or at churches or nonprofits, within the school system, to be able to participate and simply be an additional tool and the tool belt to all of these groups that are working to love their neighbors, that brings me so much joy.
And in 2022, Second Harvest of the Big Bend delivered about 14 million pounds of free, nutritious food to people in need in our area. And Second Harvest's mission to serve our community continues despite a recent setback. Last week, the organization announced it would cut a third of its staff due to funding. Monique tells us they will continue serving the community, and this was a difficult decision both personally and professionally.
What an incredible story on her. Talking about, like you said, rising to the occasion with new opportunities to help the community in so many ways. And not only that, you've done just such an incredible job all month long highlighting terrific women right here in our community. And there's so much more in our community.
And there are so many. I mean, we couldn't, of course, even scratch the surface. So it was an honor to be able to feature the women that we did this month. And definitely going to do it again.
Absolutely. Job well done.
Thank you,
Way to go. And WCTV has highlighted some great women making an impact right here in our backyard. Now, if you missed hearing any of these stories, no worries. You can head to our website, WCTV.tv, and find our We Are Women series under our community tab.